Hello and welcome back, my friends. Oh, where did we end off? Oh, right, I died. Which is totally new and different in this game.
What?
Hey. What's up, Hypnos?
You must have had a run-in with a spreader, huh? They're much more talented than the low-grade witches down in Tartarus, so your dad lets them stay warm up in Asphodel, I guess.
I guess.
Yes.
You're much too modest, Lord Achilles, for someone with such a number of heroic deeds and glorious decapitations to his name. You ought to be more like ever-boastful Zagreus and talk it up some more.
Oh, fear not, Orpheus. I was quite boastful in my day. And would you look at where it got me? Besides, I've not the imagination to come up with tales as tall as those of our Prince Zagreus.
Am I a tale teller? Do I weave the tales into all tales?
What can I say? I try.
Huh. Fun. So I really appreciate that the characters talk to each other. They move around the halls of the House of Hades.
The hellish watchdog snarls at the listless shades crowding about the court.
How's my favorite boy doing, huh?
What a good boy. Alright, anything new to renovate? Not really. I have 12. I might as well get this.
All right. If this isn't a good expenditure of resources, then I don't know what is.
That shall be of no help to you, I'm sure.
Oh, that unlocked 2 fountain chambers in Asphodel and Elysium. That's cool. I was just thinking, hey, what if I want to change my keepsakes? I might. Who knows?
Hey, what's that you're drinking, Meg? Anything good?
Whatever it is, it's weak. Enough to be mistaken for your blood.
Oh, you wound me, my friend.
Nice. Well, I'll just leave you to it then.
Leave me alone. I'll tear you limb from limb out there next time you mark my words.
Words so marked.
Chef. Achilles in the spotlight.
The Achilles, nice.
I've come for questionable deals.
I can get none of these things. I have not the resources. Right, moving on.
Nix isn't around.
Nix is around.
Do so. Turns out that I may be stopping back from time to time like this. But please don't bother picking up my room. I won't be staying long.
Oh, sure. But I'll just keep an eye on things in there from time to time, in case you change your mind. So, goodbye.
And up she goes.
Goodbye.
Alright, father, what do you have to say?
I know that Nyx has been abetting you. You wish to take advantage of her pity? I care not. Her powers have their limits anyway.
How can you... Nyx is the night itself and can do as she pleases, isn't that correct, Father? You think I asked you to get involved in all this business?
You, boy, have already dragged this entire household, not to mention my fool relatives, into this mess which you've created, which you dare call business.
Pleasure doing business, then.
Uh-huh. I given Hades a gift yet?
Hey, Father, I thought maybe, here.
Where did you get this? You think you can butter me up with such trifles? Give me that, and then get out of here.
You're welcome, Father.
The hearing is now in session.
What is... Oh. They all lined up.
Who is next? I'm waiting. So what?
This is kind of cool. They actually have him holding court.
Not a chance. Denied. Well, next. What? What happened next?
Alright, that's cute. I like that.
Enough. Granted.
Alright, let's see. I have 117 shadow gems.
Mirror of Night.
I've maxed practically everything out.
Maybe like so.
Do I want to try any of these? Alternate things? I like the backstab. I can always do it, but... I don't know. I should try them, but like,
New details of another prophecy.
Primordial Banes. The son of the god of the dead shall someday suffer various curses inflicted by primordial chaos. Oh, cool. Already gotten 5 of them. That, yeah, 30 keys as a reward. That's pretty awesome. Alright. Let us continue along our path. Hey Skelly, you got anything to say?
Special delivery for you back there, boyo.
Oh, a new weapon.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that shiny new weapon. Well, shiny old weapon. These are all relics, I suppose, right? I just only have 4 keys, so that's not happening.
Skelly, how do you know all this stuff, by the way? I mean, no offense, but you're a skeleton who just stands around. Yet you have this wealth of knowledge of the underworld.
Hey, I know people, pal. We'll just have to leave it at that. Now let's see you break some of these bones, huh?
If I must.
Whap, 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 whap. Punch, 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 punch.
Don't keep hitting me. Yep, that'll do it.
Okay, so...
Back in one piece.
let's try the gloves again. Last round, I really only did, like, casting. I feel like was sort of what I was
hold power.
using primarily. I like being able to enter the Chaos Gates without losing health. That's very nice. Yeah, like I'm not sold on necessarily getting Zeus or Dionysus boons, so that's all good. So let's just go.
All right, one more time.
You have a tendency to ask too many questions, boy. Would that you had a tendency to wonder silently instead.
Oh. Rude.
I'm well past wondering.
Oh, hello, Aphrodite.
You're going to love it on Olympus, little godling. The air is beautiful and brisk, the gardens lush, the feasting plentiful. Why, it must be the opposite of everything to which you are accustomed.
Let's see. My special deals more damage and inflicts weak. My cast is wide, short-range blast and inflicts weak. My dash deals damage where I end up, inflicting weak. I like that. Go with that one.
I feel fabulous.
Oh, a Chaos Gate immediately.
I bear the cosmic egg.
Don't mind if I do.
Within the underworld's quietest, most solitary, darkest abyss lies hidden evidence of the beginning of all things, of chaos, the most ancient sculptor that has shaped this world.
I'd best take all the evidence I find.
Any money earns here? I don't think so. Hello, Chaos.
A certain problem here within the bowels of the earth. It is as though it had ingested something that did not sit well. Perhaps the earth itself wishes to spit you up and out.
Okay, so I haven't gotten any of these. For the next 4 encounters, each time you special, get hit for -4 hearts. Afterward, any shadow gems or earth gems you find are worth 4. Atrophic lunge. Your life total is reduced by 29 for the next 4 encounters. Afterward, your dash strike deals 51% more damage. For the next 4 encounters, you cannot collect your casting thing for 13 seconds. Afterward, you gain an additional one. Let's go with, I guess, the rare one. And I'll try not to use my special.
Interesting.
Heads up.
Boom.
Look what I found.
Hey, Shadow. Let's go, let's go! Hey, get over here, you little mine lair.
my keep.
Alright, I can go get some money, or I could go get some money, because that's the only door. Oh, I missed an urn. That looked shiny. Alright, I got hit a little there. Wasn't great. It'll do okay. Alright, well of Charon. What you got?
What's
Anything
on
good?
offer?
Lose 18 health, gain 28 coin. Lose 25, gain 10 earth gems. Lose 45 coin, get a random item offered. Sure, get some earth gems. Why not? Let's go get that key. I need more keys. Gotta get that new weapon. Ow. Backstabs for days!
My boon from Master Chaos has evolved.
I don't see any shiny pot. Alright. Go get more money.
You can't stop.
Wow, that was a fast one. Ooh, shiny pot. Hey, 10 money. Any others? Nope. Alright, boss time and Poseidon boon.
I thought crystals were supposed to be pretty.
Oh man, this song is so good. Gotta get rid of the little guys. Gotcha.
You've come to know your Uncle Zeus by now, correct? Just want to let you know, good Zeus gets very busy on the regular. So you just stick with me. I've always time for you, nephew.
Aw, that's very kind of you, Poseidon. Thank you. Oh wow, sunken treasure. Gain a random assortment of everything I could ever want. Okay, Flood Shot might cast, damages foes in an area and knocks them away. My special deals more damage and knocks people away. Honestly, that seems pretty good. Knocking people away with my special, because that means I have to dash after them. And I'm always moving. And my dash has the weaken on. That seems like a good thing. Ooh, Sisyphus.
Hello, Your Highness.
Hello, sir.
You getting ready for the road ahead? If I may be so bold, Your Highness, I was wondering, what brings you back around this way again? Same story as last time?
Look, I have to level with you, Sisyphus. I'm leaving the house. I've had quite enough. You understand, I'm sure. I'm going.
Oh, that is quite an undertaking, Prince. If it wasn't you yourself proposing it, I'd like to call it madness, truth be told. Though, you're just mad enough to pull it off. Well, hey, I hope you make it. Good fortune out there.
Man, Sisyphus is just so easygoing. He's supportive. He's just like, yeah, good luck. Very nice. Alright, I'm at 35 out of 50 health. I guess money?
Here you are.
The way I can get stuff at Charon's shop?
Farewell, Highness.
Yes. Who's next? Oh, you. Take that, big guy. So many things. Oh, you know. Trying to test if I can deflect that with my punches. Ow, that's a trap. Don't stand on that.
For safekeeping.
That's my blood on that platform. That is no bueno. Daedalus hammer though, that's nice. Oh, this is a mess over here. Also, my life is a mess. Oh gosh, I keep just taking damage and damage. Got there. Alright, cool. Okay, so we've got Flying Cutter holds special for longer range and up to a plus 100% base damage. Rolling Knuckle, your dash strike deals plus 60% damage and added to the attack sequence. Okay. Rush Kick, your special becomes a flying kick that deals 40 base damage twice. Alright. That sounds fun.
Done and done. Now what?
Infernal Trove. Let's go.
All right, wretches, get to work.
Let's make this quick. Who's next?
There. Satisfied?
Cheers, Father.
Ah, I'll take extra. Looks good to me. No money just laying around. That's a shame. Ooh, keys. I need keys. Go get keys. Alright, if I could just stop trying to kill myself on those traps, that would be great. No! Oh my gosh.
No.
Alright. There's something weird happening with the upgraded special. I seem to be homing in on enemies, and so I end up where I'm not expecting to end up. Like there. So it's getting me killed. Apparently.
Got to focus.
I don't really want another chaos thing. I'm almost dead. I do have a lot of money to spend. I do need health. And that's an eyeball. Huh. Let's go to Charon. I have a lot of money. And the boss is next, so yeah, that was the right call. Alright, let's get a little bit of everything.
Don't spend it all in one place, mate.
Ooh. Okay, well, okay, Tempest Strike, my attack deals more. Great. Hydraulic Might, my attack and special are stronger in the first 10 seconds of an encounter. Great. But this is the interesting one. Sweet Nectar, any palms of power you find are more potent. And I haven't chosen it yet.
Combined might.
And some Shadow Gems, and... Hey look,
mate.
a Palm of Power. Oh, it doubles the palm. Makes it go from level 1 to level 3. That is fantastic.
I'll just have a look around.
As wordy as ever, Charon. Wordy as ever. Meg, be gentle.
Oh, hi there.
But you're not Meg.
Oh, finally. I've been
You're
waiting for
not
this.
Meg at all.
Really?
You're one of the other Furies. Who are you?
You must be one of Megara's lovely sisters. I don't believe we've had the pleasure. Waiting for what exactly?
So sick of, you know, doing my regular job, uninterrupted, not having to clean up Meg's messes.
Lecto, Tormentor of Passions.
I get the feeling we're starting off on the wrong foot.
Anyway, I always wanted to kill a god. You'll have to do.
Oh no. I don't have nearly enough health.
She's charging up.
Oh, she gets angry.
Bleed.
Ah!
Satisfied? I am.
Yeah, alright, that went about as poorly as possible. Okay.
I guess Electo wins this round.
I don't think I've ever heard of Electo. Oh, Hypnos. Wanted to hear what you said about Electo.
I got acquainted with the twin fists of Malphon recently, sir. Fills me with the kind of battle hunger I'd not felt before. To think the empty hand could have as much destructive force as any weapon.
The empty hand has more destructive force than any weapon, lad. It is the only weapon that can wield all others, and without it, all others are nearly powerless. The twin fists are a testament to that. Use them with care. Don't lose your head out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. The fists, I really... I don't think I've figured out the flow of those yet.
Had enough yet?
Need to work on that.
Each savage maw of Cerberus salivates in anticipation of the next time to feed.
I see you've decided to come home. Changed your mind yet? Or looking for more pain and suffering?
More pain and suffering for sure. After all, you taught me to appreciate the finer things.
You keep telling yourself that, boy. But mark you my words. Sooner or later, this life that you have chosen for yourself shall teach you I was right.
Good talk. Good talk.
Fountain Chamber and Asphodel.
This one, contractor. Not to make the underworld a better place, I think.
I give you orders around here.
Yeah, well, tell me not to do this then. Nothing. Alright, Orpheus, what's up?
Hello, Zagreus. You look a little down, and so I was just wondering, would you perchance fancy a song right now?
Wow, really? The Lament?
How about the Lament? You used to play that one a lot.
Oh, fancy that one, do you? Alas, I've not the heart to sing it anymore. I'm glad you like it, though.
Ha! Alright, that's fair.
Nyx, do you know anything about a softly spoken gentle being under the guise of chaos? They approached me recently and offered me a boon of sorts.
Primordial chaos. Indeed, I know them well. They must have taken interest in your quest. I would advise that you beware their offerings, though know that chaos, whilst a trickster, is not a deceiver.
So... We'll tell it to you straight, but there will be things that are...
I understand, I think. No sign of Dusa. Megara, the featured servant of the house. What's in stock?
Ooh, I could get some nectar for 10 gems. That's fantastic. Yes, please.
Here are the gems. I'll take it.
Oh, I didn't plan that very well, though. I only have 7 keys. I need 8, I think, to unlock the next weapon. Well.
I'm wide awake.
Alright. Anything new? No? Alright, well, we're not quite at 70, but I figured let's wrap up this episode by looking at the journal. No, not that. There we go. So, we've got lots of things to read, in fact, alright? So, it looks like as you talk to these people and give them gifts and whatnot, then you develop and the codex gets larger. Basically, there's more on each person. So I'll read through these periodically. For Hades, what is there to say about the Master? Master not just of the house in which I work, but of the entirety of the domain beneath the earth, the place we all end up after we die. He is a god of character. I have to give him that. In life, I once served someone who reminded me of him a little, yet even the kingliest of mortals pales in comparison. Suffice it then to say that the Lord Hades takes matters of his fate-appointed underworld in utmost seriousness. Yet his meticulous veneer gives way to impatience frequently enough, especially with his only son. This resentment extends to his never-ending work. He presides over an endless procession of the dead. The Master claims he alone can tend to their affairs, but grudgingly, I think expects his son's support. For Nyx, Mother Night, we like to call her, though rare is the occasion when she dotes on us. She has her many, many children to look after, many of whom reside now in locales beyond my reckoning, and perhaps beyond even hers. Yet, nonetheless, she toils about the Master's health and conducts such affairs that fail to reach his notice or gain his attention. Zagreus. Hey, that's me! Take one look at him, and I think any questions of his parentage are soon resolved. Never seemed to like it much there, growing up within Lord Hades' well-appointed house. One day I took him on as a disciple, under orders from Lord Hades. Master worried that his heir lacked any firm direction in his life, and, indeed, Zagreus took well to my martial ways, and I am proud to say now that he was my student. Alright, so this must be what Achilles wrote in the Codex. And then maybe the bold text is what I've added? Maybe? I don't know. Alright, we've got Charon. The Stygian boatman is a lot of things, although I am afraid he isn't much for conversation. I have tried, though perhaps not persuasively enough. I wonder where he finds the time to mill about, as sometimes he is prone. His duty as the shepherd of the recently deceased must keep him very busy overall. Yet even still, he finds the time to collect trinkets, to sell them back to us, for reasons only he could understand. Hypnos. It is said that sleep is the cousin of death. That turns out to be not quite correct, insofar as the two, in fact, are brothers, born to Nyx herself. The former of the two, we call him Hypnos. He whiles away, half sleeping, watching over the pool of sticks in the foyer of the house, taking stock of those arriving in the Master's domain, or returning to it. Though Hypnos may be lacking in propriety, he brings a certain cheer, however unconventional, to the grim proceedings of the house. Megara. The ancient Fury Sisters deal retribution for eternity against all those whose lives unspeakably befouled the lives of others. They each seem to relish their grim work, though none so much as Megara, the first among them. And Chaos. Even Nyx. Wow, I have 2 hearts for Chaos. Good. Even Nyx, our Mother Night, comes from somewhere. Even the Olympians above, and Master Hades himself. Eternal though they are, they came unto this world after they, or their ancestors, sprang from the darkness of chaos. Here, within the underworld, we are closer to chaos than the mortals and the gods above. Closer to that first, long-forgotten primordial consciousness, oft forgotten now, or believed dead and gone. Right. The Olympian gods. Zeus, the master of the heavens, god among gods, so much of my mortal life was impacted by him, and now, even in death, I serve his brother. Do not think that I have much to say for the Lord Zeus, which is not widely known already. Guess I have to talk to Zeus more. Poseidon, the master of the seas, the Earthshaker, brother to Lord Hades and Lord Zeus, the Lord Poseidon. I am ever grateful that, while I was living, he was merciful to me. Down here, however, I must say I rarely feel his influence. All of us. We are beneath him now. How many of my brethren did he drown during my mortal days? He comes across as affable, yet I've not forgiven him. Okay, no, the bold is still Achilles. I'm just discovering it as I go. Athena. Of some things I am certain, and one of them is this. that there are many times during my mortal life when my spear found its mark thanks to Pallas Athenas. Aphrodite. Aphrodite wields her beauty and her charm with much the same lethality as I could wield the spear. I have seen her handiwork firsthand. It is often not as pretty as she is. I sometimes think that she, among all the Olympians, may be the mightiest of all. A crashing wave or a thundering tempest are preferable to a broken heart. Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, has always held my highest admiration. Unlike so many of her brethren on Olympus, she seems unconcerned with being praised at every turn by mortals, and instead, she dutifully holds her station as master of the natural world. Ares. Although my heart has long since stopped, it yet holds love in it for all the gods, save one, the one who made and ruined me as well. I have no kind words to impart to him, except, perhaps, in form of this concession. War, much like the heavens and the sea, can be considered as a force of... It keeps men down, they shall never grow too plentiful this way, or near as mighty as the gods. Dionysus. Perhaps I ought to feel a kinship with this easygoing son of Zeus, for it is said that he has some mortal blood in him, not just divinity. This may explain why he, among Olympians, is so well loved by mortal kind, because he loves them back, bringing to them more joy than suffering, for the most part. Hermes, one of the free-spirited sons of Zeus. He is patron to travelers, traders, even tricksters. Youthful in spirit and appearance, he could be mistaken for a common lad if not for his extraordinary swiftness. Alright, others of note. Achilles. I see no reason to regale you with stories of my past. Suffice it that I fought as bravely as I could alongside many of the finest men the world has ever known. I buried far too many of them and sent many others to this place, where now at last we are all peers. I am fortunate the master of the house took pity upon me and spared me from eternal boredom in Elysium with an existence closer to times when I still lived and had a job to do. Orpheus. No one sings a sweeter, sadder song than Orpheus, who, if I'm to understand correctly, is among the only mortals who once ventured down into the underworld and returned to tell the tale. Sisyphus. Most of those who earn the highest form of punishment in Tartarus committed acts I hesitate to commit to the stage, though Sisyphus is an exception to the rule. He earns the Fury's lashes for the crime of having once outsmarted the Lord Hades, cheated death. A reckless plan, although he executed it and bought himself a little extra time, though now he pays for it, heaving that boulder constantly. Eurydice. Mortality and immortality are closer than most gods care to believe. There are such minor gods as can be killed. So it is with nymphs and all the naiads and dryads and the like, the spirits of the woods, the seas and skies. In life they captivate our mortal senses and imaginations, but in death we are all more alike. Cerberus. The fearsome, multi-headed hound of hell is not so bad as his deserved reputation otherwise would lead you to believe. Yes, the massive beast has feasted on no short supply of interlopers to the underworld, or on those attempting to escape. However, tales of the number of his heads are oft exaggerated, and in his old age his temperament has grown much more relaxed. Indeed, he seems one of the sole sources of comfort for the house's grim master. Susa. A splendid house such as the master's own requires a great deal of cleaning, and the little Gorgon seems forever doomed to do it all herself. Skelly. The animated skeleton and I, we seldom get along. He is too talkative for me, and spouts such simple condensations to all those in earshot, seemingly as though he were an expert in the ways of war. I disapprove of his reckless advice, and I am uncertain as to who he was in life. He's so self-assured in death. I am uncertain of why he is even here. It is quite odd the master does not seem to know of him at all. Who hired him then? I'll beat it out of him eventually, right? Okay, in the underworld, we have the House of Hades. Having been appointed by the fates to reign beneath the earth for eternity, the master was awarded a permanent place of residence at the base of his domain, in addition to a wide variety of responsibilities to the dead. Learn more by entering the House of Hades. So, by dying. Huh. Tartarus, the lowest reaches of the underworld, are reserved not just for the master's own abode, but for the benefit of every wretch who, in the course of drawing breath, failed every opportunity to leave any sort of positive impression behind. Asphodel. Among the many reasons it is best for mortals to strive to treat each other reasonably well is that, after having lived their short lives, they may wind up stuck with one another for eternity in the meadows of Asphodel. Hate to break it to you, mortals, they're not meadows anymore. Elysium. Some mortals surely would wish to live forever if only they could. Though, for the sensible ones, spending an eternity in the fields of Elysium would be their foremost choice. Be forever in that beautiful place, together with only the greatest souls that have ever lived. Chaos. There must be some place even darker, even deeper than the lowest depths of Tartarus, or even Tartarus sprang forth from somewhere else. The Infernal Arms. We have the Stygian Blade. Stygius, the blade of the underworld, must have been among the finest weapons ever wielded back when it was whole. Back when the 6 elder gods sealed the Titans in the deepest recesses of Tartarus. That blade evidently played no small role in their success. It must have been Lord Poseidon who brandished that blade before he opted for the trident he so likes. Now, the blade lies broken, survived only by its burning soul. I knew that Master Hades would pay little heed if I provided all the shattered remnants of the thing to his own son, who naturally was able to reconstitute them into something more than functional indeed. The Eternal Spear. It must have been a sight when Lord Hades wielded Varatha the Eternal Spear versus the Titans, driving back those fiends into the depths, together with the help of his Olympian brothers and sisters. Master since has traded in that terrifying weapon for an even larger 2-pronged fork he likes to brandish in threat, noting sometimes its superiority to the trident of Lord Poseidon, which he insists is a mere copy. Varatha, meanwhile, has seen better days, but it is a weapon built for war. The Heart-Seeking Bow. Coronacht, so-called Heartseeker, is certainly the finest bow ever conceived, and wielded once by none other than Mistress Hera, stood side by side with Zeus, on better terms back then, as they drove back the Titans under a storm of arrows and thunder. Hera has since abandoned her once warlike ways, quite understandably, for she has greater matters to attend to now. However, Coronacht yet yearns for further bloodshed. That it shall find in the hands of Lord Hades his own son, whom I taught the ways of such weapons. I have a distaste for the bow, it must be said, for it was by the bow that my own life was ended early in a manner of debatable glory. May it serve the prince better than it served me. You know, I don't remember how Achilles died. The Shield of Chaos. Aegis. Shield of Chaos is descended from the very Aegis wielded by Lord Zeus and by Athena, his most favored daughter. The Lord of Thunder defended his brothers and sisters using that very shield when, together, they conspired to drive the Titans back into the lowest reaches of the underworld. The shield was shattered, yet a burning effigy remains, its power still intact. A power sealed within the visage of a monstrous entity even the Titans feared. Its might is uncontrollable, and it scarce functions as a manner of defense. Instead, its writhing maw augments its wielder's might, shattering bone and solid rock with little effort and considerable zeal. The Twin Fists. What is a weapon if not the extension of one's will to survive, to destroy? Ancient Cyclopean forge masters who created the infernal arms in accordance with the Fates' design must have understood this when they delivered the singular twin fists of Malphon in secret to the gods. Any other weapon must be held in hand, but Malphon bonds with its bearer utterly, engulfing them with primal strength and alacrity. It is said even the Olympians hesitated to embrace the twin fists until Lady Demeter her hands accustomed to tilling the land, stepped forward and accepted the gift. Cool. Oh, there is more. Wow, 2 undiscovered categories. Oh. Alright. The Careless Foes starts with a wretched thug. The dead in Tartarus are here, in general, because they did not deserve a noble death. They are knaves, scoundrels, cutthroats, the worst that mortals have to offer. Even now, reduced merely to shades, they are compelled by evil thoughts, and take to brandishing about crude weapons washed down by the river Styx. A wretched witch, practitioners of foul arts, their lives inevitably were cut short, but now continue in a way within the bowels of the earth. Here, the sole remaining source of purpose that they have is to snuff out the final vestiges of life that find their way into this grim domain. A wretched lout. There is ample room in Tartarus even for these prodigious boorish entities who doubtless were intolerable even when they lived. Now, having been reduced merely to their most base of negative impulses, these damnable wretches do their part to help uphold the underworld's cruel reputation. Wretched pest. The ashes of the dead are copious within the underworld, sometimes congealing into awful little spirits keen to cause whatever strife and mischief that they can. These wretches house themselves in long-forgotten urns, almost like underwater crabs choosing ignoble homes from derelict seashells. Numbskull. This is the land of death. Anything that lives is likely to be rather bothersome here, and the numbskulls certainly fit this profile. Voracious little creatures, the Lord Hades nonetheless opted not to exterminate them all, since they do have a tendency to prey upon foolish shades who dare to leave their station. Skullomat. The hideous appearance of this mound of human-looking skulls effectively deters any who wander out into the reaches of the underworld. Within, an endless litany of numbskulls awaits to clatter forth, mindlessly preying on what little life essence that they are like to find. Brimstone. Pressures of the lowest reaches of the underworld forge these terrifying crystal entities, imbued with overflowing hatred from the essence of the damned, which gives them something much akin to life. Their hatred concentrates into a ray of pain that even the chthonic gods have learned to carefully avoid whenever possible. The Doomstone. So desperate are some souls to escape the realm of the dead that they plunge into the mists of Erebus, even before their sentencing. Having thus been lost, they are never officially registered or heard from again. But there is no escape from death, even for such souls. Voidstone. The underworld was born of nothingness, a pure chaotic void. Vestiges of this remain within this place, crystallized into a form of something that could not rightly be called life. The Bloodless. The skeletal remains of fallen warriors left with nothing but an insatiable impulse toward violence. They wander the burning fields of Asphodel, hungering for something far beyond their capacity. Boneraker. For mortals, the need occasionally arises to draw blood, whether for a cause or by necessity, but there are also those who do it for its own sake. Monsters in the form of men, revealed finally for what they are once in this realm. The Inferno Bomber. As if forged bronze is insufficient in its keen ability to put an end to life, there have been those who studied the eldritch art of chemistry to fashion devastating, fiery devices known as bombs. Slam Dancer. Marauding warriors that once lived in sin and lusted after murder, now reborn beneath the earth, eternally reliving the final violent moments of their days of war and strife. Burn Flinger. Perhaps the titan called Prometheus would have reconsidered before gifting unto mortal kind the great discovery of flame, had he foreknowledge of his punishment, or foreknowledge of the Burn Flingers, who practice their obscene art only for destruction's sake. Wavemakers. One-time scions of so many long-forgotten cults, which worshipped monsters slain by heroes at some point. These remnants of the living yet possess capacity to give a certain shape to diabolic energies. Drakon. all mortal life is a struggle to survive that ends in failure. One final lesson prior to transfer here, where we have room enough for every living thing, greatest of men to the lowliest of servants. Spreaders. In life, they worship the chthonic gods, though profane practices beyond the knowledge or the capability of lesser souls. Gorgon. As the immortal ichor of the most infamous of Gorgons spilled from her severed head into the earth, it trickled down into the underworld and spawned a brood of vengeful offspring. Skull Crusher. I don't remember fighting this guy. Weird. In the great and ancient war that raged between the Titans and the Olympians, the brutish Cyclops stood with the former side and dearly paid for it. Their kind has all but disappeared from Earth, though remnants still remain beneath it. Bone Hydra. Stripped of the flesh the hero Heracles sliced through and cauterized, the Hydra now resides within the underworld, stewing in the scintillating tumult of the fire river called the Phlegethon. Splitter. There is such knowledge that the gods sought to keep well afield of mortal minds, and there are mortals who pursued that knowledge, undeterred all their short lives. Bright Sword. Here we're in the Elysium group. The exalted, such as the blade-wielding Bright Swords, are bound to the arms they carried when they fell in battle as mortal. When severed from those arms, a desperate grasp for them, so they can fight some more. Long Spear. I know what they can do only too well. Their endless training regimen takes influence from the specific martial style I strove to perfect in life. The spear always having been my preferred weapon, for its reach and versatility. Great Shield. The illusion of protection is sometimes indistinguishable from the real thing. After all, one's ability to survive and prevail in perilous matters is largely an act of will. Thus do the exalted great shield bearers of Elysium cling, I think rather desperately, to their worldly comforts, even in death. Soulcatcher. What is the soul? An ember from the depth of chaos? Nothing more, I think. But it is all we are as mortals, and it is all we are reduced to once we inevitably fade away. Is it such a surprise, then, that we souls seek company in death, just as in life? Likewise, it should come to no surprise that some such souls yet harbor hatred in what used to be their hearts. Alright, artifacts. We have darkness. Born of chaos, the underworld is a domain of pure and utter darkness. Sometimes this dark essence becomes manifest through all the raging of the dead and all the strife that can unfold beneath the earth. And there are those born of this realm who can absorb that essence, gaining oneness with the underworld, growing stronger all the while. Bloodstones. The world... Oh, this is my ammunition for spells. The world itself is alive in a way, is it not? Even the realm of the dead. All of us here, the world with it, we flow through time as blood flows through mortal veins. Look carefully and you shall find that there is power, healing in the earth itself, and, like any power, it seeks to be claimed, to be held. With all this in mind, as well as due to appearance, I suppose, do bloodstones take their name. The master himself keeps several of them, perhaps for therapeutic reasons. He has even taught the prince the way to make their crimson facets ignite in an angry glow. Thanks, Hades. I appreciate the knowledge. Infernal Trove. Though the master is best known for presiding over this vast realm of death beneath the earth, he has another preoccupation. Wealth, riches, and the like, perhaps for its own sake, or perhaps as a measure of how effectively he oversees his domain. Charon's Obol. The underworld is best known as the domain of death, but it is also the domain of countless wealth and riches, sent into the river Styx along with the deceased. Centaur Heart. The equine centaurs are well known for their unlimited endurance, and although their reign has long since passed from the mortal realm above, their resolve lives on within the underworld. Palm of Power. There is not much to eat here in the underworld, conventionally speaking. The pomegranate is a rare exception, having made its way down to these depths, perhaps alongside the Lord Hades himself when he first came to this realm aeons ago. Here, this blood-red fruit holds something of a terrifying power. The Daedalus Hammer. The master artisan called Daedalus has never known a peer, so it is little accident that the Lord Hades hand-selected him from all the shades residing in the underworld to do his bidding for eternity, and for a hallowed place within Elysium, somewhere. Ooh, I wonder if I can actually meet Daedalus. That'd be fun. Chthonic Keys. Certain artifacts within the realm of Hades have been sealed under lock and key, to prevent tampering by those not yet prepared to harness their immeasurable might. Those keys, or so they appear, are not so easy to procure. Titan Blood. Deep within the unfathomable pits of Tartarus lie the remains of the Titans, who once ruled all between heaven and earth. Few traces yet remain of them, due to the thoroughness with which they were dispatched in the war waged by their offspring, the gods who now reside upon Olympus. Yet those scarce traces do exist, and a terrible power rests within. Gemstones. Mortals cherish these stones of many brilliant colors, going to lengths to excavate them from the earth, to steal them, to be blunt, from the rightful domain of Master Hades. Master also values them, for light exists in limited supply down here, and light refracted through a gemstone's facets is most valuable of all. A diamond. Among the hardest, most bedazzling of substances born underneath the earth, the diamond nonetheless has somewhat of a stately manner, colorless and stoic next to all of the multicolored stones with which it coexists. But what it arguably lacks in outward beauty, it makes up for with its uses in the sprawling industry of death which Master Hades oversees. Nectar. The drink of the gods is one of the underworld's most sought-after delicacies, and truly perhaps one of the only sources of genuine lightness here within this realm. Alright, that is, I believe, everything. Yeah, looks like it. That's all 69 entries. Alright, so everybody, thank you for joining me today. I might do a run or two and try and get more gemstones, more keys, that sort of thing. Maybe practice with the fists. That way, the next recording I do of Hades, I can have unlocked the next weapon, which looks like a gun. I don't know. So I will see you all next time. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. So long.